Okay, so good morning, everyone. Today's Monday, February 12th. This is going to be our build series of our 1271 Detroit water pumps. So I got all three of them prepped right here. I don't think I got to pull these plugs out. I'm going to seal them. They should still be loose. We're going to reseal those. We got all our parts laid out here. We're going to take our gears and our bearing sets, press those together, and we'll kind of show you how that's done. Now this one here, when we press it together, we've got to put the snap ring on it first before we put the gear. Otherwise you won't be able to put this on. You probably could, but it'd be way difficult and it's not worth the hassle. But on the other one, you can put a snap ring on after you put the shaft on the gear. Those two are simple. This is the old one, so bear with me. I got a little sinus trouble this morning, but we're gonna make it happen. So we're gonna need one big, one small, one shaft, one snap ring, and we're gonna take this old style gear. We're gonna get this pressed on. We'll do it one at a time. Put our small bearing on the front end of the shaft. This old shaft works out just right because it pushes on the inner race of the shoulder. It doesn't mess anything up. Just gotta make sure we're nice and straight. Alright. Get that put on. This is going to put on our rear. Bear with me now, this is going to take some adjusting. So it doesn't always work out like it should. So yes. I'm not going to use that. It does take a little bit to get these things together. And this is adjustable ram. Wrist pin seems to work out just fine. Get our bearing pushed on. Okay. There you go. We got our first bearing set. Push on our shaft. So now we're going to do, we got to make sure that our bevel on our snap ring faces the gear. We'll put that right there. Put our gear on. Do a little bit more readjusting. I like this press, but I don't like this press because it takes a little too much to adjust it sometimes, but it serves purpose. I'm gonna push our gear down. There we go. Now our gear is pushed down on our shaft. Our snap ring is free, so we can get that put on there. There we go. One assembly done. We'll go ahead and grab the other assemblies so we can get those done as well. Should be able to work out for us. Okay, so that worked well. That's another assembly done. Now we can put our other piece. Yep, I like this press, but I don't like this press. But again, it serves its purpose. Just wish the shaft was motorized. But the shaft is not motorized, so you gotta manually turn it up and down. Okay, so that's all it is. Just, yeah. Another one. A small one in the front, big one in the back. Go. Alright, except for these here, we can put on the snap ring afterwards. It's just on the old style gear. You got to put it on first. Because you have no way to put it on afterwards. Okay, now we're tight. And see, our shaft is almost flush like it should be. It's against the shoulder of the bearing. There we go. All 3 sets. Here we can put on our snap ring. Make sure your bevel side on the edge of the snap ring is facing up towards the gear. And I do just walk it around. And, okay, there you go. Snap ring is in. Alright, so the assembly is done. We're going to get our little friend, the valve that fits down inside of our housing. We'll put our oil seal in, our lip seal. Lip seal side faces the gear, flat side faces the impeller. We'll get our hammer. Make sure she goes in nice and even. We'll do these 3 all at once. Make sure our seal is put upright. The valve makes perfect every time. Perfect flat spot. Get out of the seal. You can see the lip side up. Let's get it on our hole. Put it on our valve. Never misses. Works perfect every time. Never misses. Alright. So now we can put in our, this is just a thread protector. We can take it off afterwards. We just put this in. Squeeze it down in the hole. All it does. Get our snap ring pliers. Get our snap ring lined up here. Yeah, that snap ring. Sometimes they be difficult. Don't quite get where you need it to be. Get the snap ring. Push down on this side. Right here. And on the back side, push this down with the screwdriver. Get it down in the groove. Then we'll release our snap ring. And there you go. It's not coming out. And you can see we don't turn free because now we have tension on the lip seal on the shaft like it's supposed to be. Alright, so that's one done. We'll get number 2 done. Make sure our snap ring is where it's easy to get to. It goes down in the hole. We can see our snap ring holes. It takes a little bit to get it in the groove. Push this down in the back. Okay. Now in the groove, again, you see you don't have a play because you're binding on your lip seal like you should on your shaft. It doesn't spin free like this one does. You know, it turns against the lip seal. So then you got a good seal. So now this is the old style. We're gonna go ahead and put that one in. Now we gotta get our snap ring lined up to where we need it to be. That's one part of our groove. This one right here is a pain in the chops because you gotta have both ends of your snap ring where you can grab them. If it doesn't line up right, this thing is a pain. That's why I don't like these old style gears. Okay, so you can barely see where that snap ring is right there. You don't have much room to play here. I think what I'm doing, I'm gonna end up getting that part of the snap ring down in the groove. Let's see if we can do it old school way. See if we can do it old school way. Get a pick. I don't know if we can make it work with a pick. It's going to be difficult. Yep, it's going to be difficult. One side jumps out, the other side wants to jump out. Very difficult. This is why I favor the new style. These are very hard to do. You get them out, it's hard to get them back in. Keep pulling the wrong drawer here. I try to hold it in with a pick. Keep it in the hole. Maybe I can work that snapper in all the way around. I don't know if it can. And it did not. Let me get a second attempt. Nope, it did not. We almost had it. We gotta work it all the way around. This old type gear, man, is a pain in the butt. Okay, so that's in place. Get in behind our snap ring. And we'll turn our gear. And she'll work herself in all the way around. There's a will, there's a way. Alright, so we're going to continue on with our plugs here. Let's get we got our 3 small ones in. We're going to put on our 3 big ones. Take off. Take off our 3 big plugs. So we get those sealed up. We'll put our thread compound on these things. We start it back in here. Waste not, want not. Pardon that crazy radio. These people play some retarded music on their radio. KMRC radio. Louisiana swamp pop and Cajun music. 24/7, 365. KMRC radio. So we'll just run these down. Excess off of there. Yeah, we use a little bit much. We want to make sure it seals. It's quite alright. It's quite alright. Now we have our gears in. We have our plug sealed. Now we're going to get our seal installer. This is going to be our correct one. Okay. So we take off our thread protectors when we get ready to put our impeller on. So we're going to get our seals installed here. Go on like so. Our installer is going to press down into the groove and onto the shaft. same thing we did with the 12V-71 water pump. You go back and watch that video. So we're going to get our red gasket maker. I'm going to put a little bit around the edge of this seal. It does have a sealer on it, the green stuff, but we don't trust it all the time. So it's not like adding a little bit extra right under the lip. Just to make sure that we're double good. We're going to do these one at a time. Yep, I'm going to do these one at a time. Little plate. Press it till it goes down onto our shaft and into our recess right there. That's as far as it goes. And we'll put our little plate and shaft aside. We can leave this tool here and get the next one. That's one. It's just safety precaution to make sure that this pressing doesn't leak, because these water pumps are made of cast iron and they've been through the ringer. They're still good. We get plenty of use out of them. But even though it's cast iron, sometimes they might get a little pit or something on the inside. But put a little sealer just to make sure it's going to seal. Don't never just chance it. You know. And when these houses get too worn out, they get replaced. Then we go to 50 pounds on our torque wrench. We are going to, actually we're going to put an extension on here. But if we're putting an extension, we're going to go 55 pounds. Because when you use an extension, you lose a little bit of play, so we're going to add 5 pounds. Okay. So we're going to do some resetting. We're going to go back to 80. It doesn't matter which water pump it is. Everything from the V692 all the way to the 16149, it's the same specs. Because we use the same seals, same shaft, same bearing. So it's they're all the same specs. Just different size impellers. We use the same specifications. So now we're going to put out the tool. As long as the impeller don't turn, we're good. It's 80 pounds. Okay? So we're good. The impeller doesn't turn on the shaft. So this one's done. And I still have to clean the covers up to put those on. Here. I'll put this one here. Back to 55. This takes a little bit. 55. Right there. Let's go back to 80. Okay. Let's get our little tool. Let's put it back on here. Okay, impeller's good. We'll take that off. That's number 2 done. Alright, let's get number 3. Back to 55. Sometimes the handle sticks in this thing, so you see me. I check it and adjust it. Make sure. 55. What is it? Okay, so our impeller was starting to turn, but we torque down. Go back to 80. Okay. Let's see here, 80. Okay. No, we're not. Impeller's turning, but what's happening here? And I thought it was the shaft is actually turning inside the gear. So this is that old style gear. So what's happening here? We're gonna end up taking this back apart, and I can save everything I got and take this back apart and change off this gear, because this gear is not going to work out. So I'm not going to bore y'all with this, but this is where we at with this. Once we get this changed out, and we'll come back to it. Okay, take a little break. Okay, now we got our gear changed out. You see here, we got the new style gear on it. The snap ring back in. Okay, now we get our impeller put back on. Put our nut back on. There we go, we got that on there. I'm Butterfingers today. Get that pulled down. Okay. Let's get it in our vise. And put our jaw protectors on. We'll get this torque down. Get to our routine, 55 pounds. $55 right here. Okay, let's get it torque, 55 pounds. Now we're going to get our tool and do our 80-pound stress test. Now we got the gear changed out, shaft changed out. I did end up having to change the water seal on the inside, because once you break that seal, it's done. So we had to end up going through that again. So now it's reset to 80. This is about what our poundage of water torque puts on the impeller. 80 pounds, so there you go. So now we got number 3 straight. So now I'm gonna get the covers for these things cleaned up. The covers installed. And you can see here, once I get our covers cleaned up, we get these installed. And there's no rhyme or reason for these. We install them with a new gasket. We don't tighten them up, and we send instructions to the customer that once they put this on the engine, then they get here and they check the gear lash, because these gears mesh up to the gear on the cam, on the forward cam side. So your cam gear on your forward gear train runs this pump. So when you put it in, you gotta make sure you have enough gear lash back here for your teeth. If you don't have gear lash in the makeup, then they gotta figure out what the problem is. So we leave the covers off until they have gear lash, and then they come back and they reseal it, and they seal it closed to make sure it all bolts up correctly. But that's gonna conclude us for part 2 of our water pump build. Go back and watch part 1 with a teardown. And sorry I had a little difficulty, but sometimes that takes place. We did have to put the new style gear on this one pump, so we're going to notify our customer and let them know, and we'll put it as an add-on. They'll get billed for it, and that way they know it was a bad part. So, all right, and we also have to get another cover for them as well. I have some in stock, so we'll get those 3 done up. Okay, thank y'all for watching. Have a good day. Bye. Make sure to like and subscribe now, and comment and share with your friends. Appreciate it.